Hi, welcome back to the Forge. This is the final of the 3 commission blades. I've got it clamped up right now with a file guide to even up my shoulders. That's one issue that I've noticed with this blade all along, and with every blade, is to make sure your shoulders are even. So anyway, I've got that clamped up, ready to file it. So what I'm doing today, I already started playing with this piece a couple of weeks ago, really, to start just trying to get an idea for a guard for this commission blade. It's wonderful that my clients will give me freedom on what to do, but it's also a curse in some ways, because it's not, hey, I want this, and I have to think about what are we going to do. So I believe I know what I'm going to do on this. Come along for the ride, and we're going to knock this out together. Alright, I am not happy with this at all. It's not going to work. What happened, of course, the Hardy made nasty little, I hope that's, let me step around the camera. See nasty little divots that the Hardy made on this. I also sunk down a little too far there. I burned the tip, which I could grind out, but there are also all these little divots that take away from the marks that I made to know where I needed to lay in my fuller lines. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scrap this one, chalk it up to experience, and we'll start over. I'll get right back with you. Quick check here. Yeah, see, I've got plenty there. Actually, by the time I thin that out, it's going to be a lot. And there's a lot of thinning to do, so it looks like I overestimated my material. But I might like it thicker. We'll see. We'll see what happens to the leaf section, the actual guard, once I start forging it. I've got more than what I need for this, and I'm going to leave it bigger than what it needs. I may bring it down a little bit, shoulder it a little bit here. I think it's what I'll do in the next heat. But I want it bigger than it needs to be, because I'll file down and grind down to get all of the roughness out of it. And I'm sorry for the wind today. It's Good Friday. Happy Easter weekend. And it'll be well after Easter by the time you see this, just like the last video in this series started around Thanksgiving. But the wind is terrible today, so I'm hoping it's not affecting my video quality. Ooh, nice and hot. Okay, I might put my Hardy tool. What I gotta do here? I'm gonna lose my heat. Alright, you know what? I can't see that, so we're going to do it this way. Get that out of the way. This is a chisel that I simply sharpened, cleaned up. It was a factory-made chisel. I sharpened it, cleaned it up, reheat treated and tempered it, and it's working better than it ever has for me. That cut's pretty deep now. I don't want to go any further because I don't want to damage my anvil. So let's see if it's far enough. I'll be finding a better pair of tongs for this. I know that I've got a pair of tongs that'll hold this section here. These just aren't it. Alright, anyway, I'll get back with you. And after a lot more time than I really wanted to spend at the grinder and with files, I've got the vast majority of the unevenness out of this thing. I'm sorry for my voice. Allergies are, yes, we're in the middle of the pandemic going on with the coronavirus, but I don't have that. I've got bad allergies that are messing up my voice. Anyway, that was a good side note. So anyway, I spent more time at the grinder than I cared to, but I've got about all the unevenness out of it. Now I'm going to start marking it for where I'm going to put all of my veins, and I'm going to punch it. I'm going to punch it first, and then mark everything else. I'll go ahead and get my center line so I know where to punch it with my slot chisel. But this is the stage where I messed up last time, so I'm not overconfident with this. So anyway, we're going to go at it and see what happens. Alright, so let's give this a shot, another shot. Hopefully this will be successful. Right here where you see what I'm doing. Try to get it where I can see the marks I made. Losing heat very fast with this wind. It's hot on my thumb, or my finger. Okay, we're losing our heat, so I'm just going to get it marked. Alright. And go back to the fire, see if we can't go ahead and start punching that out. Yeah, it looks like it came close to burning that tip just like it did on the other one. Well, not totally sheared. Not going to get it sheared either by dropping it. Come out, you sorry thing. Ah, we're out. 2 drops in 1 heat. Alright, now let me figure out my next one. I actually have to flatten it. I was considering what if I just left it, but it's actually pretty ugly. So we'll flatten all that back out. That's the next heat. I think I'll take a flatter to it. That was unexpected. But we can fix it if I don't drop it again. Welcome to the Ichthyon Forge Drop It Show. Okay, now we'll start with my actual thing. All this is very experimental. This is the floor that I made for my I really put out. Take my floor joints. This is hot. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I hand out. Okay, floor joints. Alright, so I'll be back. I'm off. Alright. Well, you just need to last bit. Moving. So off. Yeah, one straight a little bit. Go back to the setting a little bit deeper and see how it looks. There it goes. Really did not. The job is bigger 14. You know what? I really switched to everyone else. Okay, well, see, I've got the veining done here on both sides. I could probably dress that up just a little bit. But anyway, yeah, so it's done on both sides. I nearly burned my tip once again. That tip gets really thin and it gets in the fire, and all this is not hot yet, but that'll burn on you. So that's something you have to constantly watch with thinner pieces. But anyway, that's done. This wind is just not settling down any, and it's about 3 something in the afternoon. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cool this off. I'm going to throw it in some vinegar overnight and let all this get eaten off of it. And while that's doing that, I'm going to go back and start maybe resanding the blade. But for this, I'm going to do a rough fit up and do a major part of my sanding and stuff then before I bend it to shape. So here's the guard after I let it sit in some vinegar overnight. I kind of like the look it gave it. It's got to go back to the forge. There's still some scale that I'd have to get off if I was leaving it like this, but I like the patina that it gave it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up that hole, straighten it up a little bit. I don't know what my final dimension needs to be on that right now. I'm just going to straighten it up, clear it up, then we're going to go to work on the tang for the blade. Okay, set up for the shot here and totally set up in the wrong place, so then I set up again. So let's see how this works out. This file has a safe edge here and here, both sides. So I'm just going to try to bring this down. This is something I have seen other knife makers do on other videos. What I'm trying to do, which this entire tang is just off in thickness. It's a lot thicker. I don't know if you can see it in camera, but out toward the end, it's a whole lot thicker than it is here. It's thicker here than it is here, so by a few thousandths. So all that has to be corrected, but what I'm doing right now is creating a little bit of a shelf right in here, so that when my guard goes in place here, this will sit sort of covered up. The slot will sit sort of covered up by the ricasso area, making it a really good fit. Okay, so we're going to get on the back on the handle of the final blade here. The reason I say back on the handle is I tried an experiment that didn't work, and it's really, I chose the wrong wood. I chose a wood that was actually cracked. The cracks ran much deeper than I thought, so that kind of failed. So what I do have is a piece of redwood burl here that's been stabilized. I'm going to cut it off to length and probably use the remainder piece, because we've got a good amount here that's going to be left over. Use that as a spacer or something on another blade. But yeah, I think this is what we're going to use. So we're going to get to work on that today, and there's not but so much that remains on this blade. It's going to be time consuming, but it can be done. So anyway, follow along. What I've got is right here, yeah, right where my fingernail is there. You can see I'm catching on it. I actually call it the skin, not just fingernail, but the skin. I thought I had everything covered, thought I had everything filled, but unless that just opened up, and I don't think it did, I missed it yesterday. So now I'm going to have to collect some more sawdust. I have to mix up a tiny bit of epoxy and put in that and call it quits on the handle for now. There's more work I can do though. Once I get that done, I'm going to set it aside, let it dry, and we'll get back to the handle later. Bummer. Hey baby. Alright, this video is actually getting kind of long. So I made a command decision that what I'm going to do is end this video right now. We will pick up on the next video that will cover the, well, let's show what I've got done. Got this, I don't have it hammered down into place again, but we're going to work on fit up and finish on the next video. Fit up and finish and the pommel. So it's not going to be a round pommel, so stay tuned to see what's going to happen with this. We're going to go ahead and start editing this video because I've got hours of stuff, and we're going to edit it, get it put up so that you can see the progress on it, and we'll move on from there. Stay tuned for the pommel fit up finish. We thank you for tuning in, and one more round and we'll be done. I'm going to make a tentative promise on that. Please, if you found value in this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And invite your friends to subscribe also. We'll catch you next time. Better. Let's check it against. Glad I didn't need that hammer. Glad my hand wasn't still around it when it fell.